Hi kids, welcome to a new edition of, this will be driving while not high, because that would be wrong. And that's the pass through the San Rafael Reef, which is this formation here. The San Rafael Reef, as the sign tells me, is what they called a 30-mile-long barrier, a sandstone wall at the eastern edge of nowhere. For centuries, only the most intrepid travelers found their way through its narrow slot canyons and into the forbidding landscape of the San Rafael swell. The early Spanish explorers detoured 20 miles north to avoid this wall. Then in 1957, Congress decided to increase the nation's interstate highway system. Interstate 70 would be built through the San Rafael swell, cutting through the reef. Here at Spotted Wolf, workers could stand in the canyon and touch both walls. Engineers and surveyors used body harnesses and ropes to work as high as 400 feet above the canyon floor. Crews excavated 3.5 million cubic yards of rock from the area, where 8 miles of road cost $4.5 million. In November 1970, the way was open for 2 lanes of traffic from Fremont Junction to the Colorado state line, or Grand Junction. 2 more lanes were finished in the mid-1980s. At this point, you ride through the reef in about 5 minutes, entering a wild and spectacular landscape. And that's where I'm going to take you kids. Uranium really fed the fever to explore this area. And it is quite something. There's Moondance, our ride through the San Rafael swell. Now, Saint Raphael, is a archangel, for those who don't know, who is entrusted by God to see after the affairs of humanity.
Thick stone walls.
To be sort of an advocate for humanity. And Raphael is one of the, I think, 4 archangels, I could be wrong about that, who stands at the throne of God. Not quite as angry as Gabriel. And here we go, kids. A 5-minute ride through the San Rafael swell. One of the great achievements of human beings, of human engineering. Sadly, we've got a big ugly truck in front of us. But it's bringing great things to, well, it's bringing things to a hungry world. Family Dollar is a rather Christian-based discount store, racking up sales on the reputation of Dollar General. Their stuff is not all $1, as the Dollar Tree allows for. But that's just my take on the dollar business. Doing 55 at the moment. The highway is an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit. Moondance doesn't mind 80 miles an hour. Black Dragon Pass looks like a fun pass that I would like to do sometime, but it won't be today. Uncle Neil wants to get on to a new edition of Hiking While High in the Kershaw-Ryan State Park and Cathedral Canyon. Oh, Black Dragon View area. Uncle Neil will get off at the Black Dragon View area, so to speak, and tie this video together, as I believe you've seen most of the trip through the San Rafael Swell. And there it is. Black Dragon Canyon. Along I-70, you'll find Native Americans selling blankets and trinkets and things of that nature to anyone passing through. I think it's a rather brilliant way to make some money and a good place to work. Very nice stuff, huh? So, Black Dragon Canyon. You have climbed from the valley floor to the top of the San Rafael Reef in about 8 minutes. The road is steep, but the rock layer it cuts through tilts at an even greater angle. The younger overlying rock has been eroded, so you are standing on the rocks much older than those at the Green River. Anticlines are odd that way. You have gained 1,000 feet of elevation, but have lost 50 million years of geologic time. The canyon in front of you is cut into some of the oldest rocks you will encounter on your journey across the swell. These sedimentary layers were deposited before the Permian extinction over 250 million years ago. The extinction is the largest, most widespread known to modern science. I believe a new one is coming, however. Over 95% of all the species then living on Earth were wiped out. Behind you is the awesome underbelly of the huge flatiron-shaped walls of the San Rafael Reef. The striking red cliffs are stained red by the presence of iron oxide, of course. The depth of color depends on the amount of iron oxide in the stone. Lots of iron oxide, a little bit amount of iron oxide, mostly sandstone, and virtually no iron oxide. So there you have it, kids. The San Rafael Swell. Live long and prosper.